What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's Tuesday, November the 8th, 2022. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup. It's green tea this morning. Good morning, Stacy and Liz and Frank and Mark and all the rest of you, whether you're watching now or you're watching at some point in the future. Thanks for coming by. And Jenny, good morning, Jenny. Stacy says, morning all from a frozen friend who got up to see the eclipse now. If you haven't already mailed it in, vote. All right. We're not going to talk about voting. It is voting day here in the U.S. We're not going to talk about voting because voting is politics. We don't talk about politics on this show. So I just want to put that out there. We all need a reprieve from time to time. How are you? How was your Monday? What did you do? I had meetings like all day, and somehow I remained productive through it all. I was pretty pumped about that. As I took a look at what I did in between things, I was kind of impressed. We will see how it goes. So I don't know if I talked about this. I think I've talked about this. The idea of nootropics, supplements that work for the brain. You might caffeine being the most common one. As I realized the schedule for Free Training Day weekend here, the idea that I was going to need to be, quote, on like Friday at lunch through Sunday, I said, okay. That's going to be tough. I'm an introvert. I think most of you know that. I am an introvert who has forced himself out of his shell. I'm an extroverted introvert, whatever you want to call it. But being out in public and being in those environments takes a lot of energy from me. And so I went on this mission to find what could I use. And I've experimented with various nootropics. This is not the same as taking Adderall, which I've actually never done. Because the accounts that I've read, it doesn't sound like the way I want to handle stuff. But there's a company called Thesis, and they sent me a trial kit. And of the 4 blends, one of them was very helpful. Unfortunately, the other 3 were basically wasted on me, which is fine. But I ordered more of that one and then one other to try. And it came in yesterday, so I was able, because I'd run out. So I took some and I was plowing through work. Works pretty well. It's probably going to be part of my daily supplement routine because it works. It's not super expensive. It works. When you work for yourself, even another 30 minutes of productivity in a given day is incredibly valuable. What is that worth? Is that worth $1 or $2? Absolutely. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I got work done. Going to get some more work done today. Andrew's coming up later this morning. We're going to record some stuff. I don't think we're recording a Q&A, so none of those episodes are going to go live. We're not going to go live for those episodes, rather. Good morning, Andrew's here. Good morning, Tommy. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly says, hooray, no politics. Exactly. Jenny says, I could hear you multitasking during our meeting, and we still got a lot covered. We did. Good morning, Brian. For anyone that's ever on a call with me, if the only sense that's engaged is me hearing, I have a really hard time focusing. If I sit here and let's say this was an audio show. I would have a really hard time focusing. And maybe it's ADD. I've never been officially diagnosed. I probably have it. But if I walk around or if I'm with you in person, that helps. Now, the walking around, I think better when I'm moving. It's something that I've given up pretending otherwise. I tell my clients, I'm walking around. I think better when I move. And so I pace and they get used to it. I try to wear, quiet shoes or just socks or something. But it really makes a difference for me. Andrew says, my Monday was good. Lessons driving to Portland last night, this morning heading to see Jeremy. Stacy says, I got tons of Whistlekick stuff done yesterday, awards, rundown of the award stuff, making the award envelopes, etc. Felt good. The award stuff is turning into like a full-on award show. Like we're doing all the things, right? There are only 3 people who know who won. Most of the team doesn't even know. Stacy knows, I know, and the company who made the award plaques knows. The person. That's it. The only people that know. Because we wanted to keep it a surprise. We wanted to surprise even the people who worked on it, because surprises are fun. They're nice. When we do something like this, there isn't money changing hands, so we got to find some ways to provide value. And being pleasantly surprised at things is kind of nice. Jenny says, I am so excited for the awards. Me too. Tommy says, I'm the guy that's always focused. Look, it's a butterfly. Oh, great tune. Wait, what did you say? I love it. Jenna says, happy Tuesday, peeps, making my weekly drive to the office. Good morning to you. Kelly says, I'm just honored to have been nominated. Stacy even met with, and Tommy's also excited. You guys are great. So what else is going on today? I have I got a bunch of work I got to do. I keep chipping away at, I got to bring this weekend. I got to bring this weekend. I'm going to be gone for quite a few days, 4 nights. So, 4 nights, probably 4.5 days by the time it all shakes out. So there's a growing pile over there of stuff that needs to go in the car. And I'll be walking by something. I need to bring that. I need to bring that. I need to bring that. I think you all know I'm a pile person. We've talked about this. I just make piles and then pack and then go, I guess I don't really need this. I don't need this. And we just kind of see where that takes me. At the end of the day, I'm having dinner with a friend tonight. I haven't seen him in a bit. And other than that, what's the other thing we're doing? I have my first session with a new chiropractor, a network chiropractor. If you really know stuff about chiropractic, you know the difference between a conventional chiropractor, which I forget the term that they use, and a network chiropractor. Network chiropractic's a little more woo-woo, but throwing stuff against the wall, see if we can't get some of this anxiety reduced, because it's, not stopping the caffeine has definitely helped. I did have, I think, 2 caffeinated drinks over the weekend, but not starting my day with a pot of coffee. It kind of makes sense in hindsight, but I will likely go back to caffeine, but I need to find a way to have like 1 cup, not a liter works out to be 4, not 4 cups every day. It's too much. It's too much. And I make my coffee strong. So, Dennis says, with my attention span, my astrological sign should be a squirrel. Liz says, I am so excited for this weekend, mostly because I get to see most of you. Dennis agrees. Stacy says, so many hugs. Yep. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. I believe everybody who's teaching that's in this group. Anyway, Andrew sent out an email with some information, needs a response. Those of you who are presenting, so please respond on that ASAP. Because we got to know who isn't getting our emails. We may need to chase them down. Anything else I want to tell you? Oh, this is not powered on. Let's fix that. There we go. Good morning, Gad. What else? I think that's about it. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to do. I got some flyer design I got to do. I got to print a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. It should be a good day. Remember, what are the... Oh, and I went to the gym and had firearm training last night. Learned how to use a shotgun. And if it was a different kind of show, I would show you the brews. Anybody ever shot a shotgun? Whew. I know, let's see. I know at least one of you has. There's at least one of you in here that I'm sure has shot a shotgun. It's big and loud and goes boom and makes your body step backwards. Liz is saying, I'm assuming FTW, free training weekend. It has it's an acronym for another phrase. It's like a high school reunion you actually want to go to. My high school reunion was one of the most enjoyable days of my life. Holy cow, I would do it every weekend if I could. It was insane. There were fights. There was confessions. There was infidelity. It was like it was a reality show lived in person. It was absolutely nuts. And I'm not happy that any of these negative things happened. They were going to happen whether I was there or not. I'm just glad I was there to experience. It was crazy. Here's the best one. I'll give you the best one. These are all people I grew up with. My husband's actually gay. We're staying together for our daughter. Don't tell anyone. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you telling me this? It was insane. It was so crazy. Oh. Stacy. Kelly's bringing 14 students. That's awesome. I'm super pumped about that. Andrew says, many times have I shot a shotgun. Oh, he says I shot fun. Kelly says, and 4 going to instructor class on Sunday. That's awesome. We had another sign up for that yesterday. We still have some room. It is going to be great. And Liz was the one that I expected had shot a shotgun. Stacy has fired an automatic shotgun with a bump stock. Only a one-time deal, like the handguns, though. It was rough. It was absolutely rough. But once again, the instructor likes telling me, because I've never shot a shotgun. I knew how to load it and unload it. That was it. And he's talking me through some things on how to hold it and everything. And he's like, and do this and this. And he's like, oh, yeah, sometimes I forget you know where your body is. I think the most interesting thing was I had to so dramatically change my shooting stance. And even then, like I gotta play with it more, because it's an interesting tool, and I want to get better. Like everything else, I want to get better. Oh, absolutely. Gad says, I thought I had seen some crazy stuff in Amsterdam, but it looks like Vegas is even crazier. Gad, go. So I was in Vegas in 2017 and made a list of all the things I had seen. That just came up as a memory and I reshared it. It's on my Facebook. Go check that out. Jenny. I'm so excited to see the great interest in MATIC. That's Martial Arts Teacher Training and Certification. That's the division. It was an awesome class, and I can't wait for level 2. No pressure, Jeremy and Craig. Ha! Tommy loves his over-under shotgun. Stacy says, as someone who attended the test run for MATIC, all I can say is, wow. Yeah. Yep. We plowed forward. Frank sent over something for us to chat about, so let's dig into that. Thank you, as always, to Frank for all of his hard work on First Cup. thank you to Josh for our theme song. And a reminder, we're going to do a special live edition of First Cup in the breakfast area or somewhere right around there. I'm imagining 6:30 on Saturday. It'll definitely be Saturday. It's got to be 6:30. Yeah. Is that snow? That can't be snow. It's got to be like debris coming off trees. It's too warm for snow. All right. So I've got that queued up. No, I don't. So let's share it. Stuff Frank sent. I was really distracted at the idea that it might be snow. It's actually kind of late for seeing the first flakes. I've not seen any snowflakes. It's November 8th. I normally see a few flakes come down on like a cold morning in October. And here we go. If you were still alive, Gichin Funakoshi would be celebrating his birthday this Thursday. And we've got some quotes here, of course. Funakoshi, the founder of Shotokan, or the man who put the stuff together that is Shotokan. And if you know his history, if you've read his books, you know why I make that distinction. Only through training will a person learn his own weaknesses. He who is aware of his weaknesses will remain master of himself in any situation. Back when I had employees, back when I had my IT company, I hired people. I must have done well over 100 interviews over the course of that 12 years, 14 years. And I was shocked at people's inability to talk about their weaknesses. We'd sit there, it was one of my questions. Tell me about your weaknesses. And I would get one of two responses. I would get, I don't know. Or I would get, I work too hard. I care too much, right? Like these lame cliche ones. And I look at them and say, look, if you get this job, I'm going to know. I'm going to see them. Don't hide them from me. Would you rather quit your job that you have now, go through this whole thing, and we figure out it's not a fit, and then I have to let you go? Let's put cards on the table. What are your weaknesses? And very, very few people were able to do it. I'm pretty open about my weaknesses, and I work like heck to improve them, to learn from them. I was actually just talking to a friend yesterday about a little bit of a breakthrough on one of them. Keep working to make yourself better. Acknowledge your weaknesses and put your time into that. Whether we're talking about martial arts, where addressing the aspect of your training that you are worst at improves the rest by the greatest margin, or you're talking about personal growth, whatever it is, line up all the things. What is the thing you are worst at? That's where you will see the most benefit across the board. Now, that doesn't always mean that professionally that's a good choice. If you follow Gary Vee, he's actually the exact opposite. He says, whatever you do best, get even better at that, become the best in the world at that. And there is something to that. But when we're talking about martial arts, where most of us, at least to some degree, believe a diverse martial artist is a better martial artist, it's focusing on the weaknesses. Andrew's on his way. I got so many coming in, they're hard to read. Stephen says, the observation of a weakness in another reveals what you value. You've judged it a weakness. No, now it is value. And it being a value, improve it in yourself. Yes, completely agree. Liz says, self-reflection is the most important key to personal growth. Yes. Oh, Nice. Brian says, likely unsurprisingly, I have shot a shotgun. More surprising, though, is to share I recently won a shotgun from the Randolph Fire Department gun raffle last month. One ticket, $30 boomstick. Nice. Dennis says, my best employees know what they know and, more importantly, know what they don't know. All right, next. The ultimate aim of karate lies not in victory or defeat, but in the perfection of the character of its participants. One of his most famous quotes, one of my favorite quotes, and I think importantly, he is not alone of his generation in saying this. Martial arts is about fighting. Then why do all of the great masters that we celebrate now say otherwise? Because it's a lot harder to make yourself a better person than it is to punch and kick. Jenny says, I have trouble admitting my weaknesses because my anxiety has convinced me that I'm not good enough at anything I do. And I don't want to say that out loud because I know it's not true, but I struggle to prove the counterpoint. I'm working on this. And I deal with some stuff similar. And one of the things I've tried that has been very helpful for me is changing that self-talk. One of the number one things that I've been working to do, and I'm at the point now where I'm even telling my clients, even my non-martial arts school clients, get rid of the word should. Just get rid of it. It doesn't need to exist. It is the worst word in the English language. Should. I should do this. You're going to do it. You're not going to do it. It is an opportunity, or it's a responsibility. But when you say should, you are suggesting that you are not in control. You are in control. You have complete control. If you drop the word should, it makes a big difference. Steven says should is poison. Yeah. It is. Oh, and Jenny says, I told my therapist that you told me to get rid of the word should, and she agrees with you. Yes, Gad, I'm with you. Martial arts involves fighting skills. Not all fighting involves martial arts skills. Yes. Venn diagram intersection. Personal growth, combat stuff. The intersection, it's a loose definition, is martial arts. We got one more. Spirit first, technique second. Spirit first, technique second. I'll give you two great examples. First one. Across the board, every style of martial arts competition I have been to, every division from young, lower rank, older, higher ranked, big, small divisions, forms competition. The people who present their forms with the most spirit, the most passion, generally win. Even if their technique is not as good as someone who had less passion. Now, of course, there's a tipping point, and if you're absolutely terrible, you're probably still not going to win. But if you've ever been in a chair refereeing forms, you understand why. That passion is infectious. You feel it. It grabs you, moves you. It is something tangible. I would much rather watch a passionate presentation of somebody's form with mediocre skill than a technically perfect and boring form. Here's the other example. Who are we more afraid of? Raccoon or your average person? Most of us are more afraid of the raccoon. When an animal feels it's time to defend itself, it doesn't hold back. Spirit, it throws everything it has at you in that example. It's terrifying. Spirit first, technique second. I agree. Kelly says, I've told my students that you can often tell who is going to win just by the way they enter the ring. Which is why whenever I coach people, I tell them, your presentation starts the moment the person in front of you that goes before you is done. It's the bows, it's the walk, it's if you choose to say something, it's all of it. It all counts. It is not simply the form itself. It's that whole block around it. And if you do all of it well, you win. All right. We're going to end on this comment from Mark. You are the perfect you. Well said. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming by today. Remember, if you want to support us, Patreon starts at $2 a month. Use the code FIRSTCUP15 to save 15% at whistlekick.com. Something I have to let all of you know. There were a bunch of orders that were hanging. They were waiting on a confirmation from me for a reason that I did not know prior. So some of you that are waiting on some free training day merchandise, I'm sorry, it's not going to arrive until after the weekend. I apologize. If that is a big deal for anyone, reach out to me privately. I will find a way to make it right. Okay. At least one of you in this chat had something hanging from May, and I'm really, really sorry. This is what happens when you cobble systems together. There was basically an error that I had to find. But that will not be a problem anymore because now I understand that part of the system. And if you want the whole list, which I made some changes yesterday, whistlekick.com/family. You can check that out. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Andrew, I'll see you soon.